Alright, everybody. We are back with another Nationals prospect video with Izuku Midoriya 6 off the good symbol. Uh, we just did a water buoy deck that was kind of in the same principle where we load up on one attack and we just make our rival deal with it. More often than not, we try to make it uninteractable, right? So they can't do anything. So, like this is not like any like new tech or anything like that, but we are doing the good symbol because Phantom Thread is crazy in this character and it is super fun. So let's get into it. Midoriya really doesn't need any introduction. He's a 629. We built him off the good symbol. Do we splice other symbols? Let me say. I don't think so. No, we're just straight off. Oh yeah, we have strategic maneuver. We are attuning one air card. So form, we have to transform him. So X equals 3 minus the number of face down cards in our card pool. More often than not, it's always going to be 3 because we don't have a lot of ways to put face down cards in our card pool. Commit 1 foundation, get 3 speed or plus 3 speed, minus 3 speed on this attack. Response commit, discard a vestige card. We do play a few. Before this attack's block step, reduces damage to 1. Determined advance says, haha, you can't do that. But anywho, on his transform side, form, reflip him, form, commit 2 foundations. Your next attack gets plus 3 speed and damage. We can do that multiple times, the whole point of the deck. And then response commit after your rival plays an attack, reduce its speed to 0, draw a card, and then skip that attack's hand step. It's not technically flash, but it is flash. We got attacks 4 Fajin Flurry, 4 difficulty, 3 check, plus 1 mid block, 0 mid for 7, EX3, charge kick. Response, after this attack receives a speed bonus of 3 or greater. We get the top card of our deck to our momentum, so that triggers. So if we use Midoriya's Quirks Unleashed form 5 times, we get 5 momentum because it's 3 instances of 3 or greater. But if we use the EX and we dump 5 momentum in it, it's only 1 instance of 3 or greater. So just remember that. Next up, Phantom Threat. 5 difficulty, 3 check, 2 high block, 4 mid 5, powerful 3, punch, slam, enhance. If the zone of the attack has been changed, hey, surprise, it won't be. Add it to your momentum after it resolves. You cannot add other cards to your momentum for the rest of the combat phase. The real thing on this card is the response. After this attack receives a damage bonus, it gets a speed. If you've played this ability 5 times, draw a card and this attack gains flash. So we just load it up, right? We just go, we give it 15-15. We get 5 more speed, so it gets plus 20 speed and 15 damage. And it's a 20, it gets 5 speed, so 24 for 20, and you get to draw a card. Hopefully you murdered them with this card. Next up is BMI Buster, 3 copies, 4 difficulty, 3 check, plus 1 mid block, 3 high for 4. Fat Gum Breaker 2, we're not Fat Gum. Punch, response card pool, flip, remove a foundation. After your rival plays an ability on an action card, cancel it. And then so that stops like barrier shields and runaways, which is a big thing because if we're trying to skip enhanced steps, we go straight to that. And then enhance, remove 2 momentum, build the top 2 cards of our deck, draw 2 cards. So it helps us progress our turn some more. Electric Moth, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 2 mid block, 3 high for 4. Enhance, discard 1 card, draw 2 cards. If our rival has 10 or more, we draw 3. It allows us to hand fix. Sometimes we just need to be able to draw more cards and get more attacks or get more pieces to survive. Rejuvenate and Smash at a 2x, 5 difficulty, 3 check, plus 1 mid block, 4 mid 6, EX3. We could load up this with Midoriya's ability and get some stats. Also, if it's the second card we played this turn, draw 2 cards, gain 2 health. Also, if we find a way to discard a card during the enhance step, we get to add the top card of our deck to our momentum. 2 copies of Rewind Throttle. 4 difficulty, 3 check, 3 high block, 5 high for 3, Fury Punch, discard 1 card, commit 1 rival foundation. If you have discarded a card during this attack, draw a card. So we get to pick out a problem piece, commit it, and then replace the card that we discarded. So we are trying to protect our combo. We play Dr. Ichigaki. It allows us to cancel any non-keyword, non-character, non-keyword ability. Yeah, so it allows us to mostly do it. The only thing that really can stop us, I believe, is evading copy. So I imagine the next iteration of this deck plays America's #1 pro hero, and then as a first enhance, if you have an enhanced step, to discard a foundation so they can't block with it. 1 copy of Strategic Maneuver. This is basically a 3rd copy of Dr. Ichigaki. That's basically it. It allows us to build the combo protection piece during the turn as the turn goes. Evil versus good. So we play our first attack. We play this to make it say Phantom Threat 2 easier, so basically it ignores progressive difficulty, and it gets an extra damage, so it could end up getting an extra instance of speed and damage, so that's pretty cool. Plus, if it's also runaway hate, so yeah, and also it's incredible display hate. It's just non-character responsibilities. We just straight up cancel it. To foundations, Fajin, 3rd wielder, Fajin, 2/4/3 low block. Ally Vestige, response tenacious after you commit this card to pay a cost, add it to our momentum. Commit, response commit after attack receives a speed bonus of 3 or greater, we get damage, so we get the damage off the speed bonus, and then we get momentum. And the best foundation probably in the deck, Defiant Stance, 2/5/3 high block, tenacious once per turn after we pay a cost with it, ready it. So makes his flip, it makes his transformational ability free, and it makes his stats load up even freer. Sometimes we got to play defense, cheerleader, we got to. Danger Sense as another vestige for the front side of his ability, his front side of his character. Also, it allows us to perfect block pretty much any move we can. Shobushin's message, 1/5/4 mid block, response flip after you play a block against breaker 2, more defense. So sometimes we just have to play, we get incremental stats over our turn, and this allows us to get +1 damage or -1 damage. It allows us to really just push any committed foundations, we sacrifice them to get +1 or -1 damage, which can turn a game around. Another Vestige card, 1st wielder, 1 for all, 2/5, 2 high block, tenacious flip. After you transform your character, gain 2 health, and we get to ready one of those pieces after we committed to transform. We love to build wide, so new training method has to be in the deck. 2/4, 2 high block. After we build this card, build 1 card. 1 foundation from our hand committed. Response commit flip. After you check a foundation, we get to add it to our hand. Ares, keeping Ares safe for stun hate. Always finish. We happen to have an attack that matches that we're playing, we draw, but it's there to round out our zeros and our blocks and some deadlock pieces, because we are trying to build super wide, and the way you beat Midoriya outside of evading copy is going to deadlock and just straight blocking things. Always cool to maybe push our build, but also it helps us keep our damage safe from reductions, and it also keeps us alive by keeping our opponent's damage low. Male bonding at 2 copies after we take damage from an unblocked attack, because sometimes we're just not going to be able to. We get to build. Creative counter, 1/5, 2 low block. Flip after you block with the foundation with the keyword. We get to build it. So keyword, 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 keyword. Yeah, it's a good chunk. Ally, keyword. It's not all of them, but it is a good chunk. So yeah, it's not like all of the deck, but it's probably about 10%, which is nice. 2 copies of Practical Studies, 1/5, 3 high block. Enhance, if your rival's on lost health, we get a speed. But also, their big thing is the deadlock. Enhance, like I said earlier, the way to beat the deck is to go into deadlock. So this allows us to commit seal 1 rival asset or foundation, which gets rid of Cape of No Return, which is really nice, to save our Dr. Ichigaki for something else. And then our attack gets 3 speed. Fun fact, I forgot that this sealed assets. Yeah. Wow. I was like, oh boy, that's crazy. Moving on to sideboard. Hey, look at this. We have a 9 damage throw. We just load up 15/15 on a 9 damage throw and just slam it. And yeah, it's great. Yeah, sure. It's just there, I guess, for the memes, because we love throwing horses at people. 3 copies of Evading Copy allows us to, when we block this +2 mid block, attempt to block with this card returns Rivals attack to its printed speed and zone. So those Fajin Flurries go to 0 speed. So it's on a 2, not 17. It's kind of nice. 2 Referee Juries, 2 Airy Smiles. These are really, really good defensive pieces from hand, and Broken Psyche because we don't want to take any damage. So, I want to guess. I do not think the life. Solo leveling has some life cards, but I don't think any of the attacks change. We may get a couple of the foundations. I haven't looked at them yet. Like I said, a lot of these decks that I built was pre-solo leveling. So once you see me start churning out decks with solo leveling cards, you know when I started doing that. So, but that's it for this one, guys. Stay tuned for more Nationals prospects coming forward. We're going to be doing it all the way up until Nationals, and then we may do a couple Worlds videos, but with Worlds coming up, that short turnaround, I may just have a bunch of stuff pre-planned, or I may just take a couple weeks off to test for Worlds, because I am in the top 15 of points. I think I'm 10th right now, so we'll see how that shakes out after Nationals. So until the next video, everyone take care.